Good afternoon, everybody. Naima Singletary here, BillionDollarCourage.com. Today is Wednesday, July 20th, and I'm going to need forgiveness from you today because I am recovering from an illness. After yesterday's video, I went out to my Tribal Truth Gathering in San Francisco, and while I was there, or after, I started to feel ill, and I just was out of it. It just like gradually throughout the day, I started to feel worse and worse, and I'm still sort of recovering from that. Just feeling painful in my back, and I'm just feeling maybe a bit congested, got a little bit of a cough, so I'm going to need you to forgive me. On Monday, I talked about the subconscious mind and the importance of having to really retrain and drill the subconscious mind because it works on habit. And so if you want to create new habits, it's a matter of planting them and intentionally practicing those habits. Today I want to talk more about the brain because the more I study the brain and its great significance on our decision making, on our perception, on our place in the world, and how we decide our place in the world, the more I want to share with you how important it is to look at it, address it, and play with it, change it however you like depending on your circumstance, because what I'm about is assisting purpose-driven women. If men are attracted to me, that's fine. I'm just saying I connect with women. I am a woman. I connect with women. And so my intention and my goal and over the current term and the long term is to assist millions of purpose-driven women and teen girls who want to really show up powerfully, who want to get out of their own way and know that they have messages to deliver, lives to live, and they just need assistance in getting out of their own way. And the brain is that where the shift occurs, where the recreation occurs, because how you see yourself, you see yourself as a me against the world, or you need self-defeating the story that you've told yourself. Maybe you're overweight. Maybe you're black, maybe you're over 40, maybe you're divorced, maybe you only make X amount of dollars, maybe you live in a certain neighborhood, maybe you were told that you come from a family that hasn't achieved much, so you shouldn't expect to achieve much, maybe because you don't see other people who look like you in the field that you want to work in, maybe because you don't have a degree, maybe because you don't speak a certain language or speak a certain way. All these different stories, right, that we tell ourselves. Now, for example, I'm a black woman in the field of personal development, and I do not see many black women in the field of personal development. There's the lovely Lisa Nichols that many of us know. Excuse me, my nose. There's the great Les Brown, who all of us know about, or many of us know about. And then Iyanla Vanzant, Oprah Winfrey, Barack Obama. These different people that we know. And then there are others, too, who we don't know of. But when we look at the personal development industry at large, it's definitely majority Caucasian in the United States. Now, in other parts of the world, perhaps it's some other way. But here in the United States, the majority of those in the personal development field are Caucasian, based on what I see and what I know. That could be a story I could tell myself that, oh, there aren't many black people or black women, particularly in the personal development realm. Maybe that's not the place for me. Maybe we don't fit there. Maybe that's not our work. Maybe, people don't want to hear what black women have to say about being better versions of ourselves. But I have chosen not to think that way and to recognize that because I am black and because I am a woman, there are millions of other women who will need to hear what and need is sort of a lackluster word, but will be assisted by the messages that I deliver to the world. Because I am black and because I'm a woman, there are women in the world who will be assisted by the message that I bring to the world. So this is what I mean by the framing in the brain, and I want to share with you some statistics about the brain. And this video is going to be a little longer than 5 minutes because it's important like all the other videos, but I want to get these statistics out because it's important that you understand the power of your brain, and that if you want to change your life, you have to change your brain, your perceptions, and the way you think. Let me see, I have some facts here I want to share with you. The brain is only about 2% of our total body weight, but it uses 20% of our energy. More electrical impulses are generated in one day by a single human brain than all telephones in the world. the energy used by the brain is enough to light a 25-watt light bulb. Now, I share these with you for you to have a visual understanding of the power of the brain. Your one brain has more electrical impulses in one day than all the phones in the world. That's the power of your brain. It uses 20% of your energy, but it's only 2% of your total body weight. Think about that. So that means that's the most powerful organ in your body. Your heart is very, very powerful too. But the brain dictates the movements in the body, including the heart. And another fact is the brain can still live for 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen. I share these with you for you to get a visual, a big picture understanding of the power of the brain. How you see yourself in the world, how you see other people in the world, the way you look at something and the story that you give it determines whether you will achieve more or are less likely to achieve more. A small example would be if you look at traffic. I'm trying to think of an example that can resonate. And there are many, but let's say you're in traffic and you are in a hurry to get somewhere and you're in traffic, or before you get to traffic, you're driving, you're humming along, you're like, great, I'm going on my way, you have an important meeting, you're going to see a friend, whatever. And you see traffic and automatically you go into a negative mode. You go into oh, fuck, this traffic, I'm going to be late, I'm always late. And, then the whole brain goes into this, why can I never be on time? Why is there always traffic? Oh, man, I hate driving on this freeway. Then you go into this whole spiral of negativity versus you see the traffic and you say, okay, we're in traffic. What's the best way for me to get through this traffic? Whether it's taking a back street, whether it's paying attention to which lane is moving faster, whether it's turning on music so you can better deal with the traffic. I mean, and that's one example, but I feel like there's another example that could really bring home, you have a situation that occurs that's unpleasant in your day, right? A dent in your car, or you ordered a mixed coffee drink at Starbucks and it didn't come out the way you chose. Are you going to freak out, or are you going to say, you people never get it right. You're charging me $5 for this drink. You never get it right. You're all over the world. You got these systems in place. How come you can't get my drink right? I gave it to the girl 3 times. I waited in line 15 minutes, and go into this cycle of, because the brain, if you get into the habit of going in that direction in life, of turning every situation into a negative one, if you go into that habit of negative perceptions, when you're looking at people and you find yourself going into these negative thoughts of, oh, she, oh, he, in your mind, you're looking at something and you're projecting, that becomes a nasty habit that defeats your progress, because your judgment of somebody else has nothing to do with them. It really is hitting back at you. It's like a spit, but it's like a boomerang spit that spits out and comes right back at you, because it's really a projection of how you feel and how you view that thing or that person or that experience. So that's why it's really important that you analyze your thoughts, analyze your way of being, analyze the way you feel about things, because that's all having to do with your perception and your presence and your belief system, and that is what is controlling you. This is what is controlling you. And so if you want your subconscious to work in your favor, you have to intentionally plant new ways of thinking, new ways of being in your head, and it is an immersion process. It really is immersion. It's immersion because we are habitual, and we go somewhere, we go to a workshop and we learn these great techniques and strategies, and then we go home back into our world. And 2 weeks later, 30 days later, it's like that information is on the back burner. It's because we are habitual creatures and we need to have immersion. This is why masterminds are important. This is why weekly revisits with your groups are important. This is why having daily affirmations that you actually do affirm verbally are important. So I'm going to end with that. We're already at 10 minutes. Naima Singletary, BillionDollarCourage.com. Examine your mind and intentionally connect with people who are like-minded weekly, so you can immerse yourself and really do the intentional work of having a relationship with your mind, nurturing your mind, replanting seeds so that you can grow new, positive, abundant ways of being. Naima Singletary, BillionDollarCourage.com. I love you. Have a good day. See you Friday.